All right, so hello and welcome to another edition of Douglasville Impact, our community podcast. I am Jason Post, and we are coming at you with another show full of good, fun, positive information happening in and around our Douglasville, Douglas County community. We have some great guests on today. So let's go ahead and meet everybody on your screen. So let's start off with Ms. Hayley Chapman joining us again today.
Hello.
Hey, Hayley. Ms. Allison Parker is in the house.
Hi.
And joining us in our special guest spot this week is Mr. Kevin Livingston with the UGA Extension Office, Douglas County. Welcome, Kevin.
Hey, folks. How you doing? Thanks, Jason.
Thanks for coming and hanging out with us, and we'll talk a little bit more later on the show about all that the UGA Extension Office does in and around the community, what it is exactly. There are a lot of people who have no idea, probably. So anyway, so it's a good week. I was on vacation last week, so I'm kind of out of the loop. I have actually no idea what anybody's talking about. So we're just going to kick it off to whoever wants to talk. Let's say, Hayley, you want to go first?
Sure.
What you got going on?
I will enthusiastically go first.
Nice.
Well, the first order of business is our innovative Parks and Recreation Department is holding a fantastic Halloween event this year, the Honkoween, a drive-boo event. It will take place on Halloween, October 31st, which is this Saturday this year. It will be from 12 to 2 at Hunter Park. There's going to be a variety of vendors. They'll be decorating their booths for you. And so that way you can drive through and like ooh and ah over all their decor. And vendors will, of course, be handing out candy to all the trick-or-treaters from the safety of their cars. It is a drive-through event. Costumes are highly encouraged and masks are requested. I will, for one, be there. So I'm super excited to see all the costumes everybody has planned. So very exciting.
It should be the easiest day of the year for everybody to have a mask on.
Yes. You can incorporate it into it.
Absolutely. That one's going to be a lot of fun, though. And it's nice and safe. So if you're worried about, not knowing what to do for Halloween, how to go trick-or-treating, or whether to go door to door, this is a great option. Come out, let the kids get some candy, and enjoy the cool decorations that we're hopefully have out at the park.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's awesome. A drive-boo event. I like that.
I like the way she said it.
Yeah.
Well, I got to get into the holiday spirit.
Something tells me you won't have a hard time getting into the holiday spirit.
Already
I'm
there.
skip right onto the Christmas holiday spirit. So, yeah.
Well, speaking of drive-through events, the Douglasville Police Department has joined forces again with the Atlanta Community Food Bank to help those in need in our community. So they're hosting their second free food distribution event. This one will be on October 27th at 12:30 p.m. at the Douglasville Police Department. It will be one box per family, and just like last time, all you need to do is drive up. They'll place the box either in your trunk or your back seat. So it's very easy, very safe, and it is a first come, first served basis, so make sure you get there on time.
Yeah, they had that one just a few weeks ago, and they had a really good turnout, and we
Yeah.
were able to give out a lot of food. So that was great. That was a really good event. It's cool that they're doing another one.
Yeah. And that's
Very
all for
nice.
me.
Awesome. Well, that's good stuff. So that'll bring us then down to Allison. So see if Allison can talk the fun stuff that we just talked about. What else? You got something better than drive boo event and free food?
I
drive-throughs?
unfortunately cannot top Madam Chapman, but I will start with my order of business, which is first the fall cleanup. And that is our annual event. It actually happens twice a year. I want to say, was spring cleanup, was it postponed due to the virus this year?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this is our first time doing it in 2020, and it is our fall cleanup, which is hosted by our Public Services Department, and it's October 5th through the 8th, and any residents who live within the city limits can participate. Any large bulk items that are usually not collected by Public Services, you can put those items out on the street just 6 to 10 feet away from your fixed objects, so please don't put it right next to your mailbox, unless you want us to take the mailbox as well. They will gladly pick that up, Please make sure it's not near your flower beds or anything like that. Just make sure it's 6 to 10 feet away from fixed objects. But again, any items, large items that we normally would not pick up on your regular collection route, Now's a good time to go ahead and get those items out. And again, that is October 5th through the 8th. So please make sure you're participating. And for full details, you can visit our website at douglasvillega.gov. And we've posted it all on our social media pages. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask that question either through our website or through our social media pages. We had someone reach out today asking about a grill and a lawnmower, and we will send it over to Public Services and get you an answer promptly.
So now it's a good time to get rid of all those big bulky items you just don't know what to do with. And this is normally pretty popular. And since they did have to cancel the one in the spring, there's probably going to be a lot of stuff piled up for the fall.
Yep.
So same rules as we always have apply, So, yeah, visit the website for the exact details because there is a very short list of things that you cannot do.
Correct.
I know the one that always stands out to me is paint. I know, like, we have some old paint that we need to do something with, but if you want to do paint, you have to solidify it. There's, like, paint solidifiers, or they say you can use kitty litter or something like that to thicken it up, but you can't just put loose paint. And they can't it ruins the trucks and stuff. So there's a short list of things like that that are just a hazard. But other than that, you got stuff piled up. Now it's time to get rid of it.
Yep. Now's a great time to clean out your garage for sure. And on our fun list, we are happy to introduce to you all Douglasville Live, which will be Thursday, October 8th at 6:30. I should have put on my announcer voice. Coming to you. Okay, never mind. I won't do that. So
Live from downtown Douglasville.
And
Douglasville Live.
Jason will be our announcer. I'll just be behind the scenes. So we are happy to announce that we are presenting our first Douglasville Live, which was a live interactive trivia. We'll be hosting it from the City of Douglasville Facebook page. It is family friendly and it's all City of Douglasville themed. So we're going to test your knowledge and see how much you know about our local government, our area, and just how we operate here in the City of Douglasville. And this is a part of a campaign hosted by Georgia Municipal Association, also known as GMA. It is Georgia Cities Week, so this was just a perfect time to bring this out and do a live trivia. The best thing about this is you can play directly through Facebook. We're using a very innovative software that will allow you to play through your comments, and we have some really big prizes. So the person who has the most knowledge and knows most about how City of Douglasville operates as an agency will walk away with the big prize, which I won't announce just yet.
I'm really excited about that one. That one's going to be a lot of fun for us to even put on. Hopefully we'll get a good turnout. Just a little caveat, no current or former elected officials or city employees.
Or family
who know
members.
all these answers, or immediate family members. I know there's some out there that are like, yeah, I'm going to know all these. We're going to try to make it nice and fair for the masses.
Exactly. This is an activity for residents, county residents, and city residents to participate in and just learn a little bit more about City of Douglasville and our agency. So that is going to be a lot of fun. And while we're talking about Georgia Cities Week, it's probably, we didn't have this on the docket, but if I can make an addendum to the agenda.
I'll allow it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Chair. In celebration of Georgia Cities Week, our fantabulous graphic designer, Madam Chapman over there, has created a City of Douglasville activity book. And it is absolutely amazing. Word searches, mazes, a little bit of coloring involved. And these are geared towards our younger residents. And for all those who participate, we will have a very special Good Citizens Award that we will email to the parents with the children's names in it. But that's just a fun way for them to also get involved and celebrate Georgia Cities Week as well.
Yeah. Georgia Cities Week is normally that week that we have here at City Hall. We normally have about 600, 700, 800 second graders come through one day. It's the day they take their field trip to City Hall. They all come in the same day. There's, the 6 or 7 elementary schools, and they basically flood downtown, and we kind of tour them around and show them the different departments, and they get to scream and yell and have a mock council meeting. It's really fun. Obviously, they can't do that this year. So we've come up with some options. They're going to still be able to drive through and pick up a goodie bag and things like that from the city as part of that Georgia Cities Week. And this is something else that Hayley's put together that's really cool and really awesome. And it's a digital download option, so that you can just download all the pages and do all the activities and stuff. But it's something that the teachers can share with the second graders so they can still learn about the city and do the activities and stuff. So, yeah, very innovative. Well done.
Well done, Madam
Aw,
Chapman.
thanks. Aw.
All right, so that's a couple and a bonus item. Excellent. Well, thank you, Ms. Parker. Well, that will bring us to our special guest today, Mr. Kevin Livingston. And Kevin comes to us, well, locally, but you're with the UGA Extension Office of Douglas County, right? Said it right? Okay. So just to start us off, Kevin, tell us what the UGA Extension Office of Douglas County is.
Well, we're an extension of the University of Georgia, Athens. Our goal is to bring research-based information to the citizens of Douglas County. There's three major program areas in the extension office here. Ag and natural resources is what I serve. We have youth development, which is our 4-H development group. And then family and consumer science is another program. So those are the three programs. And then, of course, each county decides or comes up with a plan how to serve their citizens best. And in our area, we do a lot with the Master Gardeners, Master Naturalists, West Georgia Green Association. Of course, we have great relationships with Keep Douglasville Beautiful with the many projects that we're doing. The farmers market, the memorial garden, and just a whole array of different things. The tree planting at the Douglasville High School. So different things like that. But anyway, so our goal is to help the citizens with perhaps gardening, perhaps lake and pond questions, working with trees. We do a lot with the green industry, those folks that actually work in the turf and ornamental industry, and just a whole array of different things are available to the citizens. Water testing, soil testing, that sort of thing. Do y'all have any questions about what we do? Or
That's very cool.
That's
That's
a
a lot of stuff. And citizens can just, they can contact you if they got questions about anything to do with any of that stuff.
They can contact us through phone, email. We have the various websites, both state and local websites, all kinds of different Zoom meetings going on. With the pandemic, a lot of us are shut down and not able to do that face-to-face programming. And so really opens up a lot of opportunities for folks to stay at their home and tap into a Zoom meeting, perhaps on gardening or maybe tree service, how to manage their lake or pond. And those are all posted on our extension website, which is extension.uga.edu. And if they go in, they could seek out publications, but also Zoom meetings. Recently, I shared information with some of our citizens on poultry, raising poultry. We've got some folks that are interested. We had a seminar for our master naturalist on coyotes and how they're having an effect in our area. So just a whole array of different topics. There's some folks doing something for Halloween called the creepy critters, and they're going to focus on snakes, spiders, and I think bats. And so that's coming up. And so the neat thing, isn't that neat? So the neat thing about that is it's statewide. You can tap in anywhere, wherever you are, and of course also outside of the state. If you're traveling or you're doing homeschooling, you can tap into that sort of thing for the kids. So,
How cool!
It's very cool. So and what's really neat about this is so we live in a time when by default, when people got questions about this kind of stuff, they turn to Dr. Google a lot.
Yeah, that's right.
But there are a lot of things that are very specific to the region or the area, or even the local city, county, community area that you live in. So you can't just go Google, what is this tree, or how do I deal with this, these plants or this infestation and things like that. It's going to be very specific to your local area, right? So this is where you guys come in and you have that local knowledge.
That's absolutely right. Yeah, that's true. It's coming by way of research. These are folks that are actually taking the large variety of different things that can be grown and seeing how well they grow in our area and how to use less pesticides or less time and effort is put into certain plants because they are conducive to growing in our area. So it actually saves our environment by when you take a plant that's not really conducive to this area, it takes a lot more management as far as pampering that plant to keep it growing. And so by selecting the right plant initially, it saves a lot of time and energy and also our environment. we're not having to treat it with pesticides and different things. So yeah, absolutely, right on target.
So if somebody has a bug problem in their backyard and they go Googling, hey, this plant is good to, mosquitoes don't like this plant, but maybe that plant doesn't do well in our area. They could call you guys.
Yeah, we do have plant risk takers is what we call them. Sometimes they go out and they see a plant that they really, really enjoy, but doesn't really do well in our area. So as long as they're aware of the risk, we're good with that. And we try and help them out. We have a few folks that call on a regular basis with some really challenging plants in the area. So they just don't seem to do real well. And they seem a little frustrated, so maybe it's time to move on to a different plant,
So you guys are great, and you're there to say, hey, that one will do what you're wanting it to do, but you're really going to struggle with it in this environment. So here's an alternative. You might want to consider this one. This is also a plant that will work well, or it's a flower that's really pretty, and it also kind of helps with whatever you're trying to do. So you got alternatives and things like that, or if they've got you're on our tree board as well, right? Here with the city.
That's true. Yes.
Mm-hmm. So if people have issues with trees, or maybe they got a large tree that they're worried about in the area, maybe they're not sure if it's dead or if it's going to fall and things like that. Is that something they could also call you guys and ask about?
Yeah, we address a lot of tree issues. Whether sometimes they'll call and they'll say that at the base of the tree there's mushrooms growing, which is a really bad thing because that's decaying organic matter, and so. Or they'll say there's a large cavity. I'm worried about it falling over, and we'll take a look at it. Sometimes they'll shoot us some photos, and we'll take a look at it that way. Or in some cases, we'll find them some of the local arborists and give them a list of several people that can come out and look at it, or we can look at it as time permits. But sure, we're all about trees and plants, and wildlife is another big one. Armadillos, coyotes, snakes. Sometimes they want us to identify snakes. I'm trying to think of some of the other lots of neat opportunities come through our office here to identify and trying to analyze what's going on in the environment there, folks. So
that's cool. So you guys get to get outside and play in the dirt and have some fun a lot, right? Yeah. Now, you do work hand in hand a lot with Keep Douglasville Beautiful, Keep Douglas County Beautiful, and some different beautification projects that we have going on around town. You mentioned the Douglas County High School, the tree project. That's a huge one.
That was great opportunity. Martin Luther King Day, that was great. It was great to see all the different groups coming together and really doing a fabulous job. And we're looking forward to it as that project develops. The trees actually grow and fill in. It's really neat.
Yeah, it's going to be good. And that's another one where, like you said, you looked at the trees, and they took out a lot of trees right from the beginning, and people going by that day were thinking, oh my gosh, they were moving all these trees. But they were problematic type things that were then replaced with better options, right?
That is true. Those trees kind of aged out, and there was some risk involved, potential blowing over, falling over, some potential injuries if we didn't take them out. And so absolutely, yeah. It's a great opportunity to expand and bring in the different groups together was fantastic. Keep Douglasville Beautiful. What a great partner it's been with UGA Extension, as well as I served with the West Georgia Green Association. And what a great group. Chan Weeks does a fabulous job, as well as all of you. Y'all do a great job. I'm very enthused with the city of Douglasville and the positive activities that y'all provide and all the different programs. Very, very positive environment.
We try to keep it positive.
Yeah, y'all do great. Even this show, man, you got me almost coming out of my chair. You're all bubbly. I'm like, I hope I can live up to these folks.
So we talked about Douglas County High School and how you guys replaced all those trees. So now they're kind of the smaller saplings, so they'll take some time to grow in. And once they do, it's going to look amazing again. So a project that I believe you were also involved in that we did, 10 years ago or so, the Freedom Island project right there. You were heavily involved with that one as well, right?
That is correct. Yeah, the West Georgia Green and Extension, and great project. Really pulled together. And if I'm not mistaken, it was done in a very short amount of time, a couple days.
Yeah.
Very, very quickly. We had a lot of partnership of local folks in the green industry, Ace Hardware, McPlants, Winds Intensive Lawn Care, a lot of different local companies that are working here in Douglas County. So yeah, it was good, and they've been strong all along for over 10 years. We've done work over at the Boys and Girls Club in the past. We've done work over at the Memorial Honor Garden. I think that's the term. Honor Garden is what it is. Over at Hunter Park. That's been a great project as well.
Yeah, that one turned out really nice.
Recently we've been doing this work with Chan and Keep Douglasville Beautiful, the farmers market. We're working with Cobb Douglas County Health Department, and that team, Live Healthy Douglas, generated a farmers market, which started at the beginning of this year. And actually tonight is the last night for this year.
Right.
And then we're going to gear up for next year. And I think they averaged about 300 participants, people coming through on a regular basis each week. And so that's really, really a positive. Helps the farmers, helps the local. If we're going to develop some of our food producers, we got to have a place for them to sell their produce. And so that was a great piece there. And Chan and her team have done a wonderful job. And I know I see some of you folks over there purchasing produce. So that's awesome. Yeah, that's good. Great location. What a great location. And we see a lot of traffic going down Church Street. And of course, it's called Church Street Farmers Market. And so I'm really positive about that. That's great. Good stuff.
Yeah, it worked out really well. I think the first season went really well. And you're right. I think tonight is the final one. But it's been a great season, the whole series. They've had a lot of vendors, a good variety of vendors, some local farmers, but also some local craft people as well. So a lot of different things, but a good turnout every week. So yeah, I know they're already making plans for the next season and when we can ramp it back up. So
we're looking for because of the pandemic, we weren't able to do some of the things like we wanted to do a few educational booths and some crafts booths and some music and different things, but we couldn't really make it a social gathering because of the pandemic. But down the road, I'm sure we're gonna look at that as things lighten up a little bit or ease up a little bit of the pandemic. Great opportunity.
We're thinking real positive and hopeful over here, so we're thinking next season we'll be able to bring all those things in because, yeah, we're really hoping everything is going to be gone and we can start bringing things back. So, well, that's awesome. So, you talked about how we could contact you. Are you guys still located right there across from the farmers market in your offices, or? We're
actually on Fairburn Road at 6279 Fairburn Road. We're a little bit off of Fairburn and Cortland. Folks know Gable Sporting Goods is right across the street from us. We're up on the hillside. Right next to the senior center.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay. So they can track you down over there if they can't get you on the phone. We're gonna have them knocking on your door asking about trees.
They can give us a call. They can email us. That's fine. I've got some contact information, and of course, our extension website is another way to get in touch with us, and we'd be happy to help them out. Sure,
absolutely.
So, Jason, another thing that we did that was really exciting during the pandemic, of course, our office is closed to the general public, although we see that opening up here probably in the next month or so. But we are still working. A lot of us are telecommuting like many of the folks out there. But one of the things that I was really proud of, we gave away garden gift bags to our volunteers, to our master gardeners, to some of the local charities such as the Pantry, the Good Samaritan, as well as Sweetwater Mission. And in those garden bags, we gave away about 1,400, a little over 1,400 transplants, little tomato plants, pepper plants, cabbage plants. We did both spring and fall. So we were trying to encourage gardening during the challenging time. And not only is it a great way to get exercise, but it generates food, and it's kind of neat because you never know what you're going to get when you garden. Kind of like a recipe. So some of us that cook, sometimes we never know what we're going to get, right? Gardening can be that way also, but there's a few more variables that come into play, such as Mother Nature and various past.
Yeah,
it was a great opportunity, and we got a lot of positive feedback. People coming back and saying that, hey, I actually got some peppers and some neat stories. We were really pleased with that. It was a good undertaking.
You guys obviously did a good job because people, I think, during the pandemic when they were sheltered in place, they started doing that kind of stuff. I think a lot of yard work and home projects kicked off. So probably some little home gardens was a big part of that. I think there were a lot of home gardens that were planted for the first time this year.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I thought it was really interesting when I was calling around looking for plants. We found a lot of folks were sold out. They actually brought in less than what they really needed. And so there's a lot of people out there trying gardening for the first time or rejuvenating existing gardens that have been sitting idle. So neat hobby though. It's a lot of fun. I've been doing a lot of gardening myself. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, a couple of community gardens. We have a community garden over there by the Selman Drive library behind the health center, and that's a Master Gardener garden, which is under the umbrella of UGA Extension. We train the Master Gardeners, and we have rented space there. So if there are folks that want to learn how to garden, get in touch with us. We'll get you fixed up, and it's very affordable. It'll cost them $20 for a whole year to garden a 10-foot linear, 10-foot by 42 inches wide, or they can go as high as a 51-foot row that's 42 inches wide for $102. So it's basically $2 a linear foot. Minimum is 10 foot, maximum 51. But we're getting a lot of great success out there with folks that are learning to garden. The Master Gardeners, we have a team of Master Gardeners who are helping folks learn how to actually do the garden. We supply, there's tools available for folks. The soil's fantastic, and the water's included in that price. And then as time permits, we're doing some educational seminars to help these people that have chosen to learn how to garden. To food produce is what it is. So a lot of fun.
Very cool.
No, that's a pretty affordable hobby right there. I'm sorry. Compared to golf or something like that.
And it's right there in the city. I mean, it's right across from the golf course, actually. So they can actually do golf over at West Pines, and then come across and check on their harvest.
That's an excellent plan.
And if there's clubs that want to get together, like if there's a club in a high school and they want to do a plot, that's a great way to do team building. If they work together and generate some produce, they can give that. If they don't want to use the produce themselves, they can give that produce away to the local charities that we also supply. Some of the other areas in the garden, we produce produce to give away to the local charities as well. So neat stuff. A lot of neat folks.
That one's very cool. I like that one. So what else do you guys got? You got anything else you want to talk about before we wrap up that you guys are doing? I mean, obviously that's a lot we've already covered.
Yes, I got the small fruit plant sale going on where it's a fundraiser for extension programs. We're going to use those funds generated right here in Douglas County, help buy some of those transplants that we're giving away for people to start gardening. It takes place right now. It's blueberries, figs, and not muscadines, blueberry, figs, and blackberries. And it takes place right. We've got a flyer. I'll get it to you all so you can post it if you like. The orders will take orders up to October 22nd, and the shipment will come into our office on the 29th for delivery. So that's a neat thing going on if anyone's interested in that.
Very cool.
What else I got going on? Yeah. Well, I'll tell you something that was really neat. Leadership Douglas. I just finished that last year, 2020. That was a fun event. If folks are interested in getting engaged in their community, what a great opportunity through the chamber. And one of the two of the projects out of the four, I had an opportunity to work with folks on putting in 3 garden beds, 3 garden boxes at the Boys and Girls Club to stimulate gardening. And we had several of our folks on that leadership team jumped in, and we made looked like honeycomb looking garden boxes, 3 of them. And so that's stimulating. Of course, Steve Hurd, I think is the fellow over there, and he was saying that some of the young folks were getting into cooking, and they're harvesting their own produce. And so in the spring, we're going to go in and try and help them establish a pizza garden or a spaghetti sauce garden, I think. So peppers, tomatoes, onions, that sort of thing. So
yeah, I have a little herb garden there with some basil and things like that, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Basil and and peppers and onions. So another thing in that leadership, Douglas, is we went out to Sanctuary Farm. Most people probably know Sanctuary Village, but there's a Sanctuary Farm also out at the landfill, just adjacent to the landfill. And it is there to help folks that are trying to overcome addictions. And so Leadership Douglas went out and planted just shy of 50 blueberry bushes, 3 muscadine vines, and I think it was 3 or 4 fig bushes. And so it's really neat. I don't know if you ever harvested blueberries, but it gives you lots of time to do some thinking, because it takes a lot of time to harvest. I know I did with my daughter, and it was great conversations. About a half hour, an hour later, we had about a half a gallon or a gallon of blueberries. So there's lots of time for meditation and thinking. Yeah. So, but also a great project that's out there.
That's awesome. Yeah, so it's clear that, even in spite of everything going on this year, you guys are still out there doing all kinds of activities and helping the community. And luckily, most of the things that you guys do don't require a whole lot of people to gather in one space. These are things that you can still do and social distance, get out and play in the dirt and not be near anybody.
Yeah. Those are great things. We still like to be, we still like our large populations and getting to visit with folks. But so we were real active in some of the different Greystone members meeting and the September Saturdays and some of the various things, Douglasville, and a lot of those have shut down. Of course, we did multiple. I usually do about 5 booths with the various groups that we work with, but we'll look to that in the future and make us that much happier to when it does occur, right? One of some of the other things I want to share with you, Jason, real quick, is the 4-H group is they just started meeting back, and of course they do the temperature, taking their temperature, wearing masks, social distancing. But a lot of those clubs, such as the homeschool club, the STEM club, the equestrian club, they're getting back up and going in October. So you'll see some of those. A lot of those were shut down, including our summer camps and things were all shut down during the summer because of challenges. But they're being very creative.
Yeah, it's good that some of those things are slowly starting to be able to come back to normal. But everybody's taking the right precautions so that to make sure that everybody's still safe. But it's kind of exciting to be able to do some normal things occasionally right now. When you actually come together and you see people face to face.
It's I get a kick out of the when you do see them face to face, trying to whether to shake hands or not. You see people start to get then you get the elbow, right? I'm gonna have to start wearing elbow pads, Anyway, it's all been good, and we do miss the folks there getting out in the community, but the Zoom meetings like this has helped out a good bit. So occasionally we get folks that call us up and just want to talk. You haven't experienced that, have you? I think some of those folks are lonely out there.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, that is awesome. So obviously you guys have a lot going on, and people can like you said, you mentioned your website, so people can go to the extension website to kind of stay up to date with everything you guys have going on a regular basis, right? So that's a good option.
Website, and also they can call and leave a message on our phone. It's 770-920-7224 is our receptionist, and she'll filter those calls out to each of us. And if folks are looking to do water testing or soil testing, they can either email us or call that number. But we also have to our front entrance, a mailbox that has soil testing bags available for the general public to pick up if they want to, or drop off. If they do drop off a soil test, they just leave it there, and then we'll call them for payment later on. So, yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. See, people are figuring out ways to still, get the services or deliver the services that everybody needs, even in the world that we're currently living in. So I love it.
There's definitely going to be some changes out there, and in some cases they're going to be good. I noticed some of the Zoom meetings. Some of the Zoom meetings that they've done, they've had over 1,000 people showing up for the Zoom meetings, whereas normally we'd have 30, 40 people in the room. So it's really interesting. The convenience of a Zoom meeting is really neat. It's not the same as in person, but you get some great information on those Zoom meetings.
Yeah, absolutely. You're missing that kind of face-to-face, but the accessibility that adds to people who just can't get out or don't want to get out or don't feel or wouldn't have gotten out to come to a meeting We'll jump on a Zoom meeting. Yeah, so we're reaching a lot more people than we would have before. So that's kind of the bright side, the positive side that we've been trying to look at the whole year, is that there are some positive, innovative things that people are coming up with to do that we're going to get to the other side of everything and say, you know what, it's a better way to do it. We're just going to keep doing it that way. So there are definitely some things that people have been forced to innovate and forced to come up with new ways, and it's kind of forced a better way into existence.
Makes it interesting too. The creativity that comes out of it. There's some very creative individuals presenting out there on Zoom.
Absolutely.
So should I anticipate Halloween costumes in the future blogs, or we going to see y'all going to dress up for a particular one for one of the events?
You'll have to wait and see.
Oh, putting you on the line there. Huh?
I'm sure a costume will be involved at some point.
We have some very creative individuals in our department.
So, a few years back, when Chan Weeks and I were doing the Arbor Day celebration, I had the ability to get a couple costumes for couple insects. I'm trying to remember I don't remember what they were, and they came shipped in. And Chan drops by my office when I was opening the package, and I said, "We got this longhorn beetle costume for our Arbor Day celebration, and this other one." I think it was I don't remember the insect at the time, but anyway, so she said, "Well, let's put him on," and I was like, "Okay." Well, lo and behold, we had Liz Marino came by, who was with the Sentinel at the time, and she says, "I want to take your picture with you two." Jan talked me into putting on the costume, and next thing we know, in the pages of the Sentinel was the two of us in costume, two insect costumes. It was hilarious, but good times there. So y'all enjoy. Help you find the costume that suits you.
Absolutely. Oh, that's awesome. All right. Well, thank you, Kevin, for joining us and telling us about everything you guys got going on. UGA Extension Office.
We appreciate all that y'all do. Y'all are very optimistic, and the city of Douglasville does some wonderful things. A lot of great things going on, and I think that's good for the people, getting people together and working together for a common goal. Yeah,
absolutely. So we'll put all of your contact information, your website, your phone numbers, and everything in the show notes, so people will know exactly how to track you down and ask all of their questions. So thanks again for joining us, and thank you, Allison and Hayley, for joining us to talk about all the fun stuff we got going on. And thank you for listening and watching this week. And we will see you next time on Douglasville Impact.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.